FRENZ is the leading seller of organic eggs in New Zealand. Their eggs are laid by grass-fed chickens reared on free ranges. The eggs are organically farmed and their chickens are free from genetic engineering and beak trimming. All FRENZ eggs are export certified as well. Today, we tell you the story of how FRENZ broke into China, and the success behind their story. FRENZ began their journey into the lucrative Chinese market by first laying a strong foundation for their new franchise. They engaged the Chinese farmers and collaborated with the Chinese government. They also began laying the foundations of their presence through setting up a quality control team and acquiring their first factory in Shanghai.
Working hard to convince the world that Chinese food is safe, Hong Kong has now found traces of melamine in some eggs imported from China.
The eggs were imported from China's northeastern city. Hong Kong asked Beijing earlier this week to investigate how melamine turned up in Chinese chicken eggs. Tests over the weekend detected melamine in eggs, and the contents are nearly twice the legal limit. This news is further blighting the Made in China label. Beijing egg vendor Mr. Chiu says egg prices have dropped by 10%.
As just reported, consumer confidence reached a new low after the melamine incident. FRENZ decided to gather local support by giving local farmers a much-needed boost by selling them their chickens at rebated rates, and providing local farmers the platform to sell organic eggs that have recently been rising in popularity with the Chinese people. FRENZ's relationship with the local farmers blossomed, and in the last 5 years, 25 local farmers became new FRENZ franchisees. Of course, the Chinese government was appreciative of FRENZ's local franchising, and when FRENZ approached the government for business support, the government was glad to help. The government facilitated the sale of a factory in Shanghai and provided strong backing for FRENZ's advertising campaigns, and also assisted in developing FRENZ's local franchise package. In return, FRENZ advised and assisted the Chinese government with the redesigning and upgrading of local egg processing facilities. Working closely with the locals meant that FRENZ had built a strong relationship with the Chinese people. This relationship has blossomed and will continue to serve as a strong foundation for the future success of FRENZ in China. At the start of their venture into China, FRENZ made a strategic decision to set up a quality control team, and at the same time, acquire a factory in Shanghai, to serve as a foundation for their business in China. Their bold decision came about due to their high confidence in the Chinese market. The Chinese population was becoming more affluent, and the melamine incident catalyzed an increased awareness in organic products. It was the perfect opportunity, and FRENZ wasn't about to let it go. Instead of going through the usual route of entering the market, growing market share and then setting up base, FRENZ decided to capitalize on their confidence and set up the foundations of their business early. And to facilitate the setting up of the new factory and local franchising, FRENZ set up a local quality control team and system. This was to ensure their eggs met their stringent standards and would not damage their brand name. These decisions proved to be ingenious, as FRENZ's free-range eggs grew in popularity, and are very likely to become even more popular in the future.
Gotta buy eggs, but which ones?
Buy me, I'm a buck cheaper.
Buy me, I'm certified organic.
Who cares? I'm a buck cheaper.
You cheap eggs are produced in nasty conditions. They cram 6 hens to a cage and cut their beaks off.
You're so much holier than thou.
Some like eggs poached, others tortured.
So what? Who really cares about chickens anyway?
Since there were many competitors, FRENZ had to promote their brand. They worked with local companies to develop promotional packages which included TV adverts, such as the one you just saw. They also designed many posters and flyers. Their objective was to educate before branding. FRENZ also redesigned the packaging of their eggs to attract consumer attention, create visual impact and outshine other brands. All certifications were stamped on the packaging to portray credibility and reliability of their brand to the public. Another important step that FRENZ took is to ensure their eggs were placed in prominent positions on the shelves in the supermarkets. They also held frequent promotional activities in the supermarkets. This included promoters asking the audience opinion during the trial eating sessions. FRENZ planned and staged their expansion by first targeting first-tier cities like Shanghai and Guangzhou. These cities were closer to their already established market in Hong Kong. In addition, these cities had well-developed transport systems and the locals living in these cities had stronger purchasing power compared to the other communities in other parts of China. The developed transport systems in these cities gave FRENZ the confidence to set up their own transport company. The eggs were shipped from the plant to the retailers by large road vehicles which were beautifully labeled so as to advertise their brand on the move. With their transport system, FRENZ was able to deliver on their promise of delivering fresh eggs to their customers. Before the end of the show, let's recap on the key steps that FRENZ took in expanding into China. First, they adopted a long-term strategy and built for the future early. Instead of exporting directly into China, they created a physical presence locally by franchising local farmers and setting up their own production plant and transport company. FRENZ also built a strong relationship with the Chinese government. Secondly, creating awareness was a big concern for FRENZ in China. They believed in education before branding. Furthermore, FRENZ needed to create a high conversion rate on their products. They did it by having a strong promotional package, competitive prices and selling to large supermarkets like Hualan and Linhua. Lastly, since this was the first time they stepped into China, FRENZ planned and staged their expansion by first targeting first-tier Chinese cities like Shanghai and Guangzhou. Recently, FRENZ has become more ambitious, aiming to fully tap this 1.3 billion market. In the future, they are planning to enter Beijing and less developed areas which include second and third-tier cities like Chengdu and Chongqing. These cities are growing under the support by the Chinese government. Thus, FRENZ can look forward to capturing the potential in these markets. So, the next time when you visit the supermarket to buy eggs, remember to ask yourself, are your eggs free? Once again, thank you for watching. Team Hope is signing off and wishing all you AB005 students and professors, thank you, and a very good night.